Hold on. I probably need some orange too. Pink. A bit more purple than we thought. Up here though, I'm going to do that one differently. I'm thinking on the fly here. I think for up here, before I even start, I'm going to do some swipes. Or yeah, I'm going to do swipes. Do swipes up here and just get some. I don't need that much neutral, but let's put a little in there. I know that that's enough. I want this to go all the way across. I'm going to change that. Put that all the way across there. Don't know that I need it that much down here. We'll put a little bit. Because the most of the sky is going to be up there, not down here. Put that up there. We'll put this up here. Maybe a line across there. A line in the sand. Maybe a little more of this. I don't like to overload on that pink. I get really leery of that. Put a little in there. Okay. Now I'm going to try my new playing card swipers, which I just got a new deck of cards. So the old cards, which have become sticky and hard to deal with, will now be retired for this very important usage. That down there like that too. Not alone there. Okay, I don't think I'm going to tilt yet because that'll mess that up. So I'm going to get out these air bubbles and then do the blower. Normally that untangles a little easier on the phone. Alright, note to self, untangle cords before putting on camera in future. I said, normally I don't have that much trouble with these. You know, I just lift it up and they kind of untangle on their own. But we were having some fun last time. So I guess that'd be why. I'm going to turn this. So I'm going to go a little bit more straight across than I usually. I kind of go upwards, but this one I'm going to go a little more straight across. So I think I got stuck to that. Okay, hang on. It seems to be stuck here somewhere. There we go. All right. I'm not going to adjust the camera because I'm not going to be here that long. Some pretty colors in there. I'm not too sure about this section here, but I'm going to do a little tilting before. Oh boy! Well, there certainly is a lot to tilt in there, so that's not going to be an issue. Certainly not going to suffer from not enough stuff to tilt. Boy, right there though. Right there it's being kind of a pain in the keister. I might even do a little bit of swiping on the bottom. Oh, shoot! I don't know where that big glob came from. I have to watch the replay to find that out. I must have, maybe I had some on my gloves. Oh, that was probably it. Probably the culprit. That was probably the culprit right there. Stuff on the old gloves. Well, this has some pretty bits. I'm trying not to mess with too much because I don't want to lose them. I'd like to get this part here a little nicer. I suppose we could always swipe that top again. There's a little bit that's just a little bit wild near the top. See if we can bring that down and back up. Kind of collect the paint. That part, I'm really partial at this one part here. And see if I can roll this down there a little more this way. That one part near the bottom there, it's not doing what it needs to do. And there too, it's kind of, I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of going around instead of through, let's say. I don't know if I can fix that, but let's try it. See if we can close that gap a little bit on the top there. The water part is easier to mess with than the sky part. That is a universal truth there. Okay, now hang on. I'm not sure. I'm not that partial to this way this blue is. I don't know if I should try. I'm going to try and swipe it. I don't know if that's quite the right move, but it's not quite doing what I want to do. I love those bright clouds, and I don't want this to compete with it. I want it to be something where it folds into, but not where it competes too much. So let's just try not making it have to fight it quite so much. Just bring that along in there. Probably leave that as it is. Just for a bit of blending purposes. All right, now I'm just going to tilt a little more. Now that we've got a blue a little more softer. Let's see if we can get that. And I want to see if I can counteract my swiping effect to some degree. Just bring those colors down there a bit. Hopefully we won't lose too much of the other colors trying to fix this. See, it's just, oh, I don't want to lose all that. But that does not want to come down there, that last little bit. Really hard to add paint just on the edges if you don't have enough. I don't want to keep losing this. Now we're losing it upwards. Let's bring it back down. I'm not sure. I think I might have blown off a little too much, or rolled off a little too much. Yeah, I'm not sure. I really like that part there, but the rest of it, it's not working with it. So I don't know. We might need to kind of redo that a bit. Hate to say it. And I know you hate to hear it, but that is not really working for us, I have to say. I hate to say it, but I have to. Sometimes you gotta know when those things just are not working for you. Is that a little softer, do we think? I'll go back to a regular swiper real quick here, because I want to do something I'm a little shy on paint. I'm not sure. I don't know if I'll have enough paint to fix up those sides again. It's a little lower on paint than what I would like for this technique. Probably should have put some more paint there on the edges. I think I'm gonna have to add some paint and re-swipe it with more paint. It just didn't have enough to get enough paint there near the bottom. Let me see if we've got enough to throw on there and then re-swipe it with just a little bit more paint in there. See if we've got more underneath there. Got a lot of other stuff. I'll try some other stuff with this, just for kicks. Just for kicks. All right. Might make it a little light too. But one problem at a time. Okay. Fortunately, I think that's gonna lose that. That's gonna start to look like not all sky. It's gonna start to look like other stuff, unfortunately. All right, we can put more paint on and just blow it again if we need to. Sometimes these things occur that aren't quite what we have in mind. Not sure. Just not sure. I should have put more paint on altogether. I'll try and fix up that. I have another thought. So let me just see what this does, and then I might implement that. First, we're going to try and see if we can get a little paint on there, because that's just not working. It's just not pulling down anything. Things do tend to meld in better as they sit there, at least. Okay, now hang on. I might change what I'm doing altogether, based on what this does. Oh. It's going to take another run at that crater lake idea. But as usual, we're going to see what we've got and what we can do with it. Not super happy with those edges, but if everything else is okay, I think I'd probably leave them. Okay, now this, I don't have quite the line of sunset I'd like, but we have plenty of paint. Oops, fresh swiper, I think. Oh, wait. I'm going to put some paint along in here and re-swipe this. Or blow it out, either way. Doesn't have to be a swipe. Oh, shoot, got a little glue in there. Did not mean for that to happen. Don't want any glue at that point. Hopefully there's not enough there to really disturb things too much. Actually, that's kind of interesting, just a little play on it like that. That paint got a little thin. Oh, there's something in there. Lord. It's like a brush hair. I don't know where that happened. It's not one of mine. It's too fat. Too fat for a human hair. Let's see here. Huh. Helps if you have it right way around, doesn't it? That would probably be okay the way it is. I think I'd like to get a little bit more yellow up higher here. even, you know, I might even go ahead on the full-on swipe for that. Oh, boy, that's bowed a bit. I'm gonna go ahead and try the dryer. I'm not sure if that did exactly what I wanted, but let's might need to swipe that again. Starting to lose a little bit of the area I wanted to keep. I didn't really want this yellow to do that. Makes it look like, I don't know, dancing flames or something. Looks like a sunset. So let's just pull that back across before we get too far out of line there. That's nice and gentle. Should probably just think about the other way though, because we don't have quite enough paint down on that end. Let's see if we can just pull it down there. I'm not sure. Turn it back around, see what we got here. And like this, it needs a little bit of work. Sort of, whoop, and to get it quite as gooey as that. Even swipe that and get more of a calmer like effect going. The colors are there, so that's half the battle. Pretty enough. I can bring it down. I'm still trying to come down there. This one part here, it just doesn't like it all. See if that enables that to drift along there a little better. Okay. Sure about this one. I'm still not sure about that, but play around with that a little bit. It's just so strange, this one little part. It just looks so odd. I'm going to assume that will sort of mellow out there as it dries, I think. Okay. Let's see here. I'm still not sure. I'm not 100% convinced on this. That might give it a little bit more of a cloudy look. I think it did. I'm going to say it did. I'm going to say that worked really well. I'm going to see if there's any air bubbles up at the top, because I'd like that to show some stars if they're there. Not really. got little dots, but not really little white ones. That's okay, we can add those after. That doesn't hurt anything. Okay, so now I'm going to try that Crater Lake pour again, I think. We're going to try and come up, this time I want to come up more in a dome. Last time I didn't quite do that the way I meant to. Okay, so I need some dark colors. Well, that I know that's already there, so we'll just leave that. Leave this. Oh, now that one I totally forgot to shake. That is totally on me. It's all right, we'll mix it up together. It'll be just fine. Don't give it a second thought. It's probably way more than I need, actually. The purple's already shook up, I know that. I don't know if I'm going to add any. Leave it like that, I think. Go ahead and leave it like that. Now to apply this, what did I use last time? Is that a stick from this time? It surely is. Let's use that. Okay. So this time, I'm gonna. Boy, that's cold. Boy, that wind is Arctic. Let me just close this. Boy, that is frozen wind. Rains tonight. We should have a lovely snowfall for tomorrow. Okay, now let's go ahead here. I'm going to do this way. This time I want to come all the way around, or like this, and moving down over like that. I ended up last time with kind of a straight line of mountains, and I did not mean to do that. So this time I'm going to try and get a little more like what I thought I was doing. Let me see, but maybe over more like that, and that maybe more like that. Hopefully this still has enough oomph to blow out on. Let's hope. And I might even put a little bit of color in there. Blue up in there a little bit, so let's see if we can take that out. I'm going to get a fresh, oh, actually probably the other end of that would work. Okay, let's see if we can get this out while it's still nice and wet. Anything really goofed up. Sometimes that paint rolls out of that too funny. Okay. Now, try it this way, I think. I might do it both ways on something like this. Alright, I'm going to get the little one. I'll use the big one. I'd like to put, I know I already started it, but now I changed my mind. I'd like to put just some tiny dots of color up in there. Oops, shoot! Not down in there. That's all right. We'll probably do a reflection at that point anyway. All right. There's no paint there. I'll have to fix that in a sec. No paint to blow on. here. Turn this back around. And now, where's that stick thing? Stick thing? Here's a stick thing. Alright. This part here does not look like a mountain. It looks like some bizarro, otherworldly thing that is not a mountain. That looks like a mountain though, that one. And we might get a little more. And here we got nothing. We have nothing paint-wise to work with was our problem there. So let me see if I've got some to pour in there and we'll redo some stuff over in that little section right here. We just didn't have any paint at all. I mean, I know originally I covered the whole thing, but sometimes, you know, it dries at a different rate or something. I got this out, I'll just throw it away. Here, same thing. It doesn't look very. Okay. Stick sort of thing. Oh shoot, we got something right there in the middle too. I can pull that out of there. Something right here, unfortunately. I don't know what that is. A bug maybe? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Okay, there's that. Now here, I can push that back up there. These little tendril things look really funky. Let's see, now do I feel that that looks in any way like a lake with mountains up around it? Okay, now this is starting to do some dendriling in a very undesirable way. So let's try and get those down there. Dendrils look like little tree thingies, and sometimes they look really cool, depending on where they are. And they do not look cool here. Let's try and take those out as they're forming. What makes them form? I think it's when one of the paints is a lot thinner than the other one. So I think what happens is it's got a higher water content, so it starts sort of shooting in there. And have sort of probably a line with the reflection is, I would think. Either that or just a little bit. I can do a slight swipe where the reflection is. Ooh, that might be tricky. Trying something a little different on this one. Let's see if that works, and then we'll blend that in there differently, I'm thinking. could we mix it in with that? The swipes were better, looked better. Even the partial swipes look better than that did. I'll add some more paint in there. That's getting pretty thin. Now, not that again. So what this one thing did, I better just leave it then. But then right here, that one corner really did something funky. Wherein it has no paint at all. Let's see if we can grab some that's somewhere near the right color. Just throw it on there. And we can possibly blow it out a bit once it has some paint there to work with. Actually, we probably need to just swipe that all together. Could do that. Where's that swiper? Small swiper. Oh, there's one. Right now, I'm not sure it looks so much like a ring of mountains around a lake, but you know, put a couple trees in the front, put a bird on it, some trees in the front, it'll be fine. This is doing some funkiness right there. I'm thinking we'll probably put like some, oh, the deer's here. Hello, sweetheart. Aw. He was fine till I looked at him. He's like, ah. Okay, I'm going to leave that there because I want to see how that dries, and I'm thinking we'll probably put like a shoreline here in front with some trees.